Well, it stopped raining where I was, so I thought I'll go out and do a little adventuring. I know a spot close by, and as I'm driving it turned into this. So, loads of fun. We're gonna go ahead and try it anyways. You ready for another quest? Let's do it! Where we are going today is a huge bottle dump. We've been here before once on quest for details, and I thought I would go back, and so I'm choosing one of the spookiest days ever. But there's probably not going to be so many people up here. So what I thought was we'll go down and do some poking around in the rain. So back, I'm not sure the exact dates, I'll try and look it up and put it all on here. But this area was owned by a sanitarium, one of two sanitariums that I know of that were owned by the Kellogg's family. Here's our path down. Awesome, right? But so the movie The Road to Wellville, loosely based on this family, and it's the Kellogg's family. So if you look all that up, and you know that I'm in California, in the upper Napa County right now, you'll know pretty much where I am. There wasn't all that many sanitariums, but yeah. So basically this is where crazy people went, but not just crazy people. I mean, it was almost a fad at some point. I think we're gonna leave here and kind of cut through these woods like this. Now I've been thinking about it and thinking about it. And the site was used all the way up into the 40s and 50s. See, here's probably other diggers have laid these out. So there's hospital gear all through it, but there's also the personals. So people that died here, people that went crazy here, people that had all their stuff left behind, whole rooms emptied out, brought out here, and of course it was burnt. But what you're looking at is a huge dump site. And I was thinking about the oldest stuff, of course, going to be on the bottom. Stuff goes downhill, so it piles up deeper and deeper. So the bottom layers closest to the top is going to be the thinnest layers. It's harder to make when I pile up dirt like in a sandbox. Of course, the top is the thinnest, and the bottom is where it heaps up and goes back and back and back. So digging at the top, and then as deep as you can get, that's where you're going to get the oldest stuff. But I found a lot of silver, a lot of 1850s inkwells, and all kinds of stuff here. But you got to be able to stand it. Even in summer sometimes it's like this. And the understory here has died. So it's a little spooky. But you got to appreciate it too. Now the land has grown up all around here and it's developed, and not a lot of people... There's a homemade something, huh? Not a lot of people know what any of it was anymore. And it's changed into a more modern hospital and neighborhoods and colleges and blah blah blah. So look at your maps. Look at what was places. Look where public land overlaps where places were, or just access points, or places where you can get permission and put two and two together. Let's go find some cool stuff, yeah? Can you hear that? The dripping and pattering of big leaves. At least the wind isn't so bad in the deeps here. As you get onto it, you can see other diggers have been here. It's I was shown it, but it's massive and it's deep. Look, here's the whole top of a old stove, and it goes down very, very far. Look at that. It's just the copper and the wound metal on that. That's crazy. Imagining that's a generator. Looks kind of like an alternator, but thinking a generator. Yeah. This is how it starts. Look, there's an inkwell right there. It got melted in the fires. but that puts you onto the right spot. So I won't do 1,000 hours of the broken glass bit, but I will show you when I get on some good finds. We're looking for everything too. All those things that they didn't think about, how many things get thrown away in a dump. Anyways. And oh boy. Okay, we're gonna get over the weird noises. It's just like staring outside at night. You know, all the spirits that can be probably are around you. Look at that. That's definitely copper. Sitting right next to it. I think somebody dug this one out. What is that? Double lined copper tin. Next to a, oh, it's a piece of glass. Good work, Nick. But yeah, a lot of stuff. Anyhow, oh, that's a gob of metal. See, so we're gonna have to pay attention and sort it out and not get overwhelmed. And I like looking for the little things too, because by now, if it's made it through fires and time, half the time it's a precious metal. So I'm gonna let my gut figure it out, and then we'll start our own little excavation here. And I'll be back with you. Look, dairy bottles. There was a dairy here. I'm gonna call this the first find. We got a spoon, silver plating. Okay, we're rolling. Okay, so I'm digging in. I'm doing a little cut. Found a zinc lid and a little porcelain canning top. I'll take those all day. And give them to people who collect the old mason jars. And you have a match set. Ooh, look. Little, what are you? Little brass hinge. We'll have to take a lot of this stuff and look at it later. And here's my, ooh, water on the camera. Ah! Here's my little trench. And this is my next thing that I'm liking. Oh. Yeah. What is that? Oh, more melted glass. So I found the bottom. The earth isn't that far down here, the actual base. And there's just rocks, native soil, a lot of plant roots, and gopher holes at that level. This was my next target. It's kind of squared and pounded. And so we'll clean all this up and look at it later for cleanup. But what I'm doing now is hunting through here for shapes in the mud, basically. Mud larking on a hill. But it's kind of fun. Okay, I dug a little bit further back and got this. You see, it's looks like it's all one big piece of something. It's way heavier than glasses would be. But I'm gonna keep going. Washers. This has way less modern stuff right here than when I've dug here before, and a lot of really old rusty stuff mixed with a lot of dirt. So I'm kind of hopeful that this is an older section of it here. It's looking good. That would have been a whole bottle from the dairy, but it's not. We'll keep going. We're getting into some bigger pieces of stuff though. So, still digging. We're into 1950s bottles here. That would have been cool. Don't know how old those are. They're screw tops, so they're not ancient. They're, you know, 1910 on or whatever. I think I might keep this one though. That one's pretty cool because it's got the old medicine markers on there. So it's CC's on that side. Like I say, screw top, not super old, but for now, it's the cutest little bottle that's come out of here, so we'll hang on to it. And little truffles in the soil, I think. Wild blank special wave set, extra heavy, flakeless. What is it? Somebody knows, come on. There's another one of these, like we picked up originally when we got here. Double layered copper thing. Looks like maybe a lid fit on there, but this one still has the little handle protruding from it, which didn't go down inside. It went between the two layers. That's what it looks like. Anybody know what that was? Is it some sort of dampener? Inducting? Maybe that's it. Covering up where I dig as I go along, and then putting this down, and it gives me a little platform too of non-muddy stuff to kneel on, so I'm really only exposing just a little shelf as I go, pulling it down, covering it up, pulling the next down, covering it up, and that way I'm able to work up the shallowest, deepest layer here. But got this, and it's a little see-through jar lid, so we'll show you that and to clean up whatever it says. Getting really muddy. The camera's really muddy. It's already having a hard season. Oh, look. I see bottles. Dang. There's a mountain of stuff here. This is a whole section where there isn't very many leaves on it, and so it's the most obvious to see from the trail, and people have dug on it and dug on it and dug on it. But it's raining, and so you can see some of the really cool things on there that probably weren't evident when they were covered in mud. So that's kind of cool. I'm walking around on the slope, cherry picking it and high grading it a little bit. Oh, here's an older metal thing. Look how pitted that metal is, and it's got the old pounded hook on there, like handmade. So some of this stuff is really old, mixed with really like up to the 50s, and all stirred together. But gotta love the little flower prints. Look at that. Details. Okay. Here's our next little personal item. Just a little key, but I always bring them home. One of the things I collect, like little lost marbles. Ah, the wind is blowing the big rain down on me. Still looking here though. We're in a real steep spot, so I'm not doing so much digging. Look, test tube. That's what it is. Old glass test tubes from a insane asylum. Isn't that awesome? Handles off of a brain drill. Green on this tree with the red on the background. Even the bark, the moss on the bark has gone green. Pretty cool. Someone giant over it. Well, I'm not digging so much right now as, what are you? Stepping board off of something, right? Kind of wandering along, seeing how far the site goes, and since other people have dug here for 30 years, I'm kind of hoping to see what has emerged. Pieces of cars here emerged out of the whole deal. Ooh. Look, that is a pretty transformer. Oh wow, look, it keeps going off through the spooky woods. Yeah, we're gonna have to walk this one out to see if we can get out of the newer stuff into the older stuff. Would be awesome, so I think it's worth stopping the excavation a little bit and doing some exploring. That's what we're gonna do now. Hey, there's a treasure. Look at that. What are you? Something heavy. Obviously a piece of a Chevy, but with heavy rusty metal on the back. Pretty cool. I think the woods know they have their secrets here. They're getting kind of weird about it. Ooh, spoon, stainless steel. This big old piece of copper wire. Can never get enough of that stuff, I'm telling you. I might take some time and roll that into a little coil. That's another usable treasure. It is getting darker and darker and darker, and windier and windier, and rainier. So, making pretty quick here. I'm gonna head out. I know this was kind of a short one as far as video wise, but I've been here for a while. And took a little walk to look, see if there were some older dumps. Didn't find anything, and I still gotta make my way down through all that. So if I don't see anything more exciting or horrifying, well, I'll check back in with you for the cleanup. So see you then. Excuse me. Okay, we're back inside for the evening. This is our cleanup. These are the lids that we got. So this one is a Mason Jeanette, and I like it because it's clear. And then we got a couple different other styles. These aren't marked, which is actually kind of strange. Maybe they're older, maybe they were a hospital issue, I don't know. Little chunk of this. Remember that this is all from an insane asylum, an actual insane asylum. Got a little hinge, just like it because it's delicate, and it was copper or brass. Kept one bottle out of all the bottles, but I would get in trouble if I brought a bucket of bottles home every time. I wouldn't be able to pull in my yard probably. It's full of rocks already. Okay, so spoon. This was silver plated, but the plating's long gone. Grab the chunk of lead because hey, it's lead. I'm gonna start throwing all those over. I recover a lot of lead. I don't ever leave it in the environment. I like to say treasure hunters gather the most that I've ever seen back out. You know, we recover the most lead from nature, I think. Got this big old coil of copper wire, so this is pretty cool. You can see the gauge of it. And here's another smaller piece. Now these are all burnt off and they have a kind of cool color to them, and you can freshen them all up. You can sand this really easy and make it bright, but when you have two gauges like this and you want to do some cool projects, it's nice to have both. And plus this will have been beat up a little bit and have some pits that are black, and you know, you can clean it up to that halfway cool patina point. And I don't know, it's another, you know, 8 pounds of copper. Grabbed an insulator. It says pure Pyrex on it, USA. It's unbroken, so early Pyrex. Let's see, a melted gobber. I don't know what that was. Could have been the broken top of a milk jug, you know, and it melted down like that. But I like it because there's nothing sharp. Even the inside isn't sharp. Slice. Ah! Cigar cutter. No, but that's you know, I look for cool pieces of molten glass also. You can hang it or whatever. I just like it. And grab this gob too. I don't know if I'm going to keep it. I try and pick out really pretty-ish looking ones that aren't too sharp on the edges, and then clean them up at home to see what they are. But this one doesn't have any super great colors. It's not blue or lime green or any of the ones that I love. And then this, some bronze or, well, probably copper implement from, you see if I can lay this out here. You see these two little tooled in pieces we used to go together. So it could have been a compass. It's pretty heavy and nice. Let me show you the ends of it here. You know, they have these little grooves in them. So, or I was thinking, shoot, you fold that puppy out, put the little scalpel blade in there, and you got a little lobotomy tool for reaching way up in the brain and disconnecting reality. This was an asylum after all, so I'm sure they did lots of lobotomies there. But No, I'm just joking. Lead bar for chewing on so you'd feel normal. And then you take your medicine in the spoon. Bloop, 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 bloop. You're good to go. We'll tie you down with the copper wire. Okay, thanks for joining me on this little weird one in the rain. I just wanted to go up there and dig at the hillside in the spooky forest. And we'll see you next time. Don't forget, you can subscribe, like, share,